Alfonso Talley refused to answer any of the judge's question, and he didn't even want to say his name when the judge was asking him that question. And we also found out that his own lawyer wasn't able to speak with him prior to court, so that's why this case is now continued for this week on Thursday. But we have some new video in from one of our viewers that shows Chicago police officers arresting Talley on Saturday. That was around Lincoln Square. And we found out today in court, Talley and someone else is accused of going to a Family Dollar that Saturday morning, and Talley is accused of pistol whipping a 55-year-old female employee, stealing her money and keys. But we found out in court that the money had GPS on it. Officers found it and arrested him. Now, they also said he allegedly told officers he swallowed some drugs, which ended up bringing them to Swedish Hospital. And they said in court today that it was somewhere in the CT room where an officer uncuffed him. Talley was naked but had a blanket covering him, and then pulled out a gun, shot both Officer Bartholomew in the head and then the other officer in the face, who is now in critical condition in the hospital. We heard from so many people saying that he's fighting for his life. And many elected officials were here and the Chicago FOP during this hearing. And not only do they say that this...
Wait, so did he have a gun or did he take their gun? Because I thought that they said that he took the police gun and shot both of them in the head, which is crazy, man. This is the definition of a mentally ill person, man. And we always talk that, oh, they don't care about us. If somebody in police custody and they say that they on drugs or they say they finna die, then they don't care. But obviously they cared. They took them into the hospital, and look at the results of caring about human being life, man. This shit crazy. I really want to know, did he take their weapon and use it against them, which sound more realistic? Or did he, because ain't no way he had a gun on him and they didn't see it. When you got to do a CT scan, you got to come out all your clothes. So I'm debunking that theory right there, but let's go.
Tragedy could have been avoided, but they criticized judges today, as they put it, for allowing violent offenders to be released.
Without pressure from the media, nothing changes. It just doesn't. They literally go hide in a corner and continue on with their nonsense of trying to let...
This is the Chicago Kappa. I do not like him, man. He always on here stirring up some bullshit and always got something going on. And what's wrong with my man's eye behind him? What the fuck? Look, his eye. Never mind. Let's go.
Criminals out on the street, any way, shape, or form they can, and excuse bad behavior. It needs to stop.
Ask these officers to go back on the street and keep fighting crime when the judges keep letting them out. And they have to show up to every situation thinking it's going to be their last. This is it.
And why do they keep on blaming it on the judges? Illinois got this new thing called the no bail law, where basically you can't bond out. So I guess it's kind of the judge's fault, but what he's supposed to do if anything happened? Just keep the person locked up. You got to give people some type of chances. And if they got an extensive background, then I guess. But it's not the judge's fault. It's the lawmakers' fault and the people who make the laws. Shit, it's their fault.
It end right now.
You can see how many people were emotional about this. Criticism over electronic monitoring, which Talley was under at this one point. So certainly this is a case that we're going to be following, including tomorrow here in court.
Brett, question for you. Did they mention in court how Talley was able to get a gun after he got arrested?
That is the one question that we still haven't heard about today. And it's because this case has now been continued to Thursday. They haven't gotten into the specifics about that. But
this is completely foolish. This is stupid, man. A man just lost his life over a guy who went to jail for robbery. He said he had chest pain because he had drugs in the system, which ended up being a lie, because usually when people swallow drugs or something like that, it's nothing you can really do to stop them unless you got some Narcan. But when they digest those type of drugs, then they usually be over with. So they try to save his life and do the right thing and take him to the hospital, which is protocol. And then what happens is he takes a gun, or he just shoots them with their gun. He shoot both of them in the head, because I can't see him taking one officer gun and then shooting both of them in the head. I don't know. This is stupid. But let's go.
certainly a big question about how he was able to get a gun in the hospital.
Brett, I know they also criticize one judge in particular for, as they put it, letting Talley off easy. This judge is John. I understand you reached out to him as well. What did he have to say?
I certainly did. We wanted to give him an opportunity to tell his side of the story, since he's a judge who has presided over at least one other criminal case involving Alfonso Talley. And he's going to be the judge presiding over the case tomorrow about the Talley violating the conditions of his release. So we are still waiting to hear back from him. But certainly this is one of those things where I was talking to elected officials and I asked them, had you ever reached out to some of these judges or even criticizing state lawmakers over the Safety Act? That's another thing that they said they want to consider and they want to do. But so far they have not had any of those meetings of why there's a difference in opinion on how they're proceeding on some of these criminal cases.
All right, Brett McGanty, thank you. We'll check back in with you for the news at 5.
And hold on, my man. What the fuck is you doing with these earrings on national TV, man? You already got on mascara like you a black man. Relax, buddy. Calm your Scottie Pippen down. What the hell? But let's go.
The name of the veteran Chicago police officer who was shot inside Swedish hospital yesterday as he and another officer escorted a robbery suspect for treatment.
38-year-old John Bartholomew died from his injuries yesterday. NBC5's Jen Shantz is live at Masonic Illinois Medical Center, where that second officer was last reported in critical condition. Jen?
Good morning to you, Kate and Patrick. We have reached out to Chicago police for an update on the condition of that 57-year-old injured officer who, as you mentioned, remains in critical condition here at Illinois Masonic Medical Center. We have seen officers outside of the hospital throughout the morning, and I just noticed some police cruisers pulling into the hospital. Both of those officers serving out of Chicago Police's 17th District in Albany Park. Again, we know that 38-year-old John Bartholomew died from his injuries. Officers lined the entrance of this hospital yesterday to honor him. Bartholomew served with the department for 10 years. Here's Police Superintendent Larry Snelling yesterday.
Every single day that an officer gets up and put on his or her uniform, they don't really know if they're ever going to return home.
I ain't gonna stunt. They're gonna throw the book at this dude. This dude gonna have a hard time, man. It's certain situations, and I don't try to influence suicide, but that was suicide right there, man. That ain't make no sense for you to even do that. You crazy to even do something like this. You might as well just hang it up, buddy. Go talk to the big man, because it's certain shit in life that you do, and it's like you gotta be ready to risk it all. Just like the dude that just ran the president.
They understand that that is a hazard of this job and this profession, but yet they go out, they do it over and over again, day in and day out.
Again, that 57-year-old officer last listed in critical condition and has 21 years of service with CPD. Now, in between speaking to you, Kate and Patrick, we have seen another police cruiser pull into the hospital here at Illinois Masonic Medical Center. We did see earlier this morning blue ribbons tied outside the 17th District, community members clearly showing their support for that fallen officer's family and continuing to pray for this 57-year-old. We, of course, will be staying on top of this story and bringing you any new updates throughout the day. Live outside Illinois Masonic Medical Center. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks for letting us know, Jen.
This is a crazy video, man. My baby just came in the door, so now it's time for me to be daddy mode. But it's a crazy video, man. We got to protect our people. Hey, pretty. And until we meet again, my friend, I'm out.